Live from Southern California. Reviews, analysis, predictions. Mark Flores presents the Pay-Per-Review Podcast. Here's your host, Mark Flores. Thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for joining me on another installment of the Pay-Per-Review Podcast. Up on the show, I have Ryback. I have Roman Reigns' new entrance, what I think of it, and then I also have my career retrospective on Sting and what I thought about him my whole time as a wrestling mark. Just to let you guys know is that this pay-per-review podcast is brought to you by Game Swappers. Game Swappers buy, sell, and trade your retro games and next-gen consoles, PlayStation 1 and Xbox. You can come in contact with Game Swappers at GAMESWAPPERS on Instagram. Once again, that's GAMESWAPPERS. Game Swappers, buy, sell, and trade. Okay, guys, so from what I've got out of this latest SmackDown and the latest Raw, I wanted to touch on a few bases that are evolving. I don't want to go on anything redundant from what I've saw recently, but from what I've gotten the last couple weeks, I've seen storylines being played out and being quite repetitive, so I'm not going to delve into those ones. But from what I saw this today on SmackDown and from what I saw on Raw, more importantly, we got an updated match. We got Ryback and Kalisto for the U.S. title at Wrestlemania. A lot of questions are going to arise because of this, because now you have multiple questions that need to be answered here. Will Ryback's big showcase the last couple weeks culminate at WrestleMania? We all know that Ryback has gotten a lot of publicity via Instagram, via Facebook, and via the WWE website, whether or not that he will capitalize at WrestleMania. Or whether or not he will, or because of the fact that he is on a dominating kind of streak here. As we all know, that the past couple weeks that Ryback's been getting this kind of big push from WWE. And, you know, it goes to show you how much trust that the WWE creative has with Ryback. They've changed his image. They got him a little more airtime, and they also gave him a new look as well. He's gone from the traditional graffiti painted singlet similar to that of Rob Van Dam, and they've given him black trunks, black knee pads. Everything's just all black, similar to that of Goldberg. Of course, he's doing nothing short but just trying to emulate Goldberg, and that's nothing bad to do. But a lot of people kind of see that, which isn't it's not a bad thing to emulate Goldberg, but a lot of people do see it, and Ryback is a cut of his own. You know, he does have his own cut trail along WWE, so he's nothing, to compare him to Ryback. I mean, to compare Ryback to Goldberg, I think personally is very silly. So another question that arises too, or how about will Kalisto retain his title against Ryback? We all know that Kalisto is a great talent. There's very few weaknesses in in him as a competitor, and that's only his height. His athleticism carries himself over very much. He's able to delve into multiple markets, the Latino market. He's able to touch into the children market because of the fact that he does emulate Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio did at his time when Rey Mysterio was dominating. He did actually dominate the child market as far as merch goes. So Kalisto does tap into multiple markets as far as that goes. So it's just a matter of two things. Will they trust Ryback to go into WrestleMania, go over on Kalisto and carry this title for a couple months and get a good fan reaction out of it? Or will they go with the tried and true Kalisto that will take them over for a couple months as well? So I say that WWE Creatives is very much so in this rut that they need to get out of. It's more of a positive rut because now they have two choices to go with. Either they go with the heel Ryback, who's just gonna maybe do a squash match and just dominate Kalisto at WrestleMania, or do you go with Kalisto, who puts on a showcase and takes his babyface image and keeps going as far as he can go with the title? Who knows? But But from what I'm seeing, I think Ryback will win the U.S. title and keep it for a few months. The issue that I see is that Ryback isn't that over with the Universe crowd. I mean, he's had a few mishaps, one with his his wardrobe change, and another from his lackluster promos. On the eve after the Oscars, he kind of cut a promo that went into the best picture the best picture, which was called Spotlight, and then he kind of said that the spotlight's now on him. This could have been a good promo if it was handled better by someone who can actually do a very impressive promo with this. One of the things that carries a good promo is definitely wordplay, and what Ryback did, he had it pretty much spoon-fed to him, but he didn't, take it over as much. I think the thing that's going to be taking Ryback to the top is his look, and pretty much that's it. I mean, in some regards, you can get over with a few things. A good look with a good moveset can always take someone over, because eventually the look and the moveset can get over with the crowd. But we've already seen this same thing from Ryback. We've already seen this the same path that he's going with, and it was going to lead up to something good until he ended up getting his image torn up by, I think it was CM Punk at the Elimination Chamber, where he didn't win the WWE Championship. So I can see Ryback getting over, but we need to have the trust within WWE Creative to take this guy over. And it is up to the WWE Universe to take him over as well, but we have to see that in the weeks to come. I mean, we're still a couple weeks away from WrestleMania, so hopefully we see something turn out really well for Ryback. I mean, I'm always wishing the best for Ryback. I think he's a good worker. I think he just needs a few fine trimmings here and there. I think he's an all-star talent. Anyway, on this SmackDown, we had the New Day show up, and the New Day cut a great promo again. And I've told people on message boards on Facebook and a lot of other places, but I just don't care if these guys are heel or face. These guys rock the house regardless. You saw if anyone is familiar with their promo at Roadblock and their promo tonight on SmackDown. These guys in their whole Booty-O cereal type of promos that they're getting are just instant gold. These guys are this generation's Freebirds. I mean, these guys are really good. For WWE to make a box and a commemorative T-shirt based on this Booty-O cereal is awesome. It does show you the trust factor that they have with this group. This group is going to be selling a lot of merch and is going to go over with tons of crowds. I mean, you have the minorities are in on it, and then you have everyone else that likes getting on this crowd participation when New Day shows up. You definitely see it. So I think WWE is going to have these guys do a long binge with this WWE title. Who knows? They might even surpass the record for the longest reigning tag team. But not until Enzo and Cass get a promo thing at this. I can't state this enough. I think that Enzo and Cass need to do a feud with the New Day. I need to see this back and forth. I need to see this dialogue between the New Day and Enzo and Cass. I know that Enzo alone can equal up to the mic power, that of Big E, and that of Kofi Kingston, and that of Xavier Woods. I definitely do think that. I think Enzo Amore's charisma is leaking through the roof, and I also think that the New Day equally as such cut fantastic promos. So it's going to be crazy to see. But if creative is giving them the ability is giving them the ability of creative control, watch these guys become a very important group, and possibly, like I was telling you earlier, the most important group of this entire decade as far as factions and tag teams go. WWE lately, these past couple years, have been on quite the downside of having good factions. So I wanted to, I just hope the best for the New Day as far as this goes. I mean, I hope they don't lose the tag team titles to the League of Nations. I really hope not. But anyway, from what I saw earlier on the internet, I wanted to get into this topic. There's a Monday Night Raw rumor after WrestleMania and a lot of speculation. A lot of people that purchase tickets via the ticket distributor that WWE works with online, they had their tickets display Monday Night Raw versus WWE. Now, what this tells you is that normally these tickets would just show you that it was Monday Night Raw. But with the tickets showing you Monday Night Raw versus WWE leads to a bunch of questions. Will this be the event or the storyline that fans have been looking for? Could this possibly bring back the Attitude Era feeling, that some of the fans, kind of like me, have been waiting for? Who knows? So this kind of goes to show you that maybe, just maybe, within close proximity, that the Undertaker might lose to Shane McMahon leading up to WrestleMania, after WrestleMania in this Hell in a Cell. I really think that due to these tickets, that maybe Shane McMahon does have a chance. We do need to see some change of pace as far as Raw goes. I mean, I'm tired of seeing the Authority every time cut a lame promo. I like to see a change of pace with Shane McMahon, personally. Maybe the Undertaker doesn't mind losing another match, because who cares? I mean, once his WrestleMania streak was done, that's all you needed, because he was riding that streak for a couple of decades already. I mean, this guy was undefeated, and then he loses, and then after that, I mean, you don't need to do anything else. I mean, the streak alone is very impressive. I mean, that just shows you that WWE had so much trust in you that you were able to, stay as long as you could, like Undertaker did with WWF, and take this winning streak to a whole new level up to the 20s, and then it loses to Brock Lesnar. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that Undertaker could care less if he loses another match. For the sake of helping the business, I think Undertaker would be willing to do this, to lose to Shane McMahon and to have Shane McMahon evolve another storyline where it involves Monday Night Raw possibly versus WWE. Who knows? But if I know there's a lot of people that are telling me maybe this is going to bring back the Attitude Era of old, but due to the fact that a lot of people don't watch cable as much as they used to, due to the fact that ratings aren't as the same as they used to be in the late 90s, we're never going to get to these Attitude Era ratings, but we might be able to get to this Attitude Era where maybe after 10 o'clock, after John Cena's fans are put to sleep, that maybe we could get a little wild on SmackDown and Raw like we used to, like on UPN and on TNT. I just hope. I mean, we can all hope. Hopefully, this teaser can come to fruition. That way, we can see Monday Night Raw versus WWE. Maybe we could see that unfold. Actually, that'd actually be a good thing to see, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of this news has been swirling around the internet for a couple of days now. But Sting is actually going to has announced his retirement. As you may know, that Sting had a match against Seth Rollins at Night of Champions, and he also had a match against Triple H at WrestleMania, both which he lost, possibly due to Vince McMahon and his shenanigans. But I do think that Triple H winning over Sting at WrestleMania was complete bullshit. I think Triple H has nothing more to prove in this business except putting younger talent over. But when you're 46 years old, still winning heavyweight championships, that kind of shows you that you know where his ego is positioned, and that is so positioned towards the top. He's not going out like veterans do and trying to put younger talent over with his rapport and his legacy of being the game, being the cerebral assassin, being this guy who's supposed to be the quintessential anchor to what the Attitude Era was now, since he's the last active player during the DX days and everything. Undertaker goes without saying because he started earlier than Triple H, but he's kind of like him and Undertaker are the last of the Mohicans as far as longevity goes. But what I'm trying to get at is that Triple H, at his stage, him knowing how to be a veteran, and him knowing what his job is now. His job is to put younger talent over, and for him not putting Sting over at WrestleMania just so Sting can actually get his win is complete crap to me. So I just wanted to point that out. That's my 2 cents on how Triple H is. I mean, I think Triple H is a great athlete. I think he was very important during the WWE Attitude Era, but to have him try to be the talk of the town now, to me, is quite ridiculous, while we have talent that should be up and coming and rising already, rather than aging and then having a small bloom. But anyway, I would have to say that the highlight of Sting's career during WCW, because as we all know, that he never left WCW. He was with WCW the whole time, which I give him tremendous amount of praise and compliments for. He stayed to the very end. He even had the last match against Ric Flair on WCW Nitro, the very last Nitro. He had his farewell match against Ric Flair. That was good to see. That was probably I thought that was the last time I'm gonna see Sting in WCW, or even in a wrestling standpoint. But then he shows up at TNA and stuff. But the highlight of his career, I'd say, is the long time he was facing the NWO, and that everything was leading up to Starrcade for him to face Hulk Hogan at Starrcade '98. I was waiting for that for the longest. It was good to see. It was good to see Sting win against Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and him to win the title. WCW, at that time was in a serious rivalry against NWO, where it all culminated at Starrcade, and it was just very beautiful to see. But I do say this about Sting, is that I thought he was a good wrestler. My older brother Denny was a big fan of his. He really liked Sting a lot, and I can't take anything from the guy. I think that his longevity with any business, or his longevity as far as career based, I mean, he's in his 50s and he was still trying to pull off matches and stuff, which is equally as impressive. I do wish Sting the best, and I wish him happy trails. Because the last match he had with Seth Rollins at Night of Champions, there was a couple of spots where he wasn't able to fulfill them, and you could see that he actually was out of breath and he needed a couple breathers because he was severely injured. So that kind of goes to show you that Sting actually wasn't able to retire before the game of the whole game of wrestling took him. He didn't retire when he was on top. He retired when the sport took him, took his career. My piece of advice to any athlete is to retire when you're on top, and that's it. Just try to do what Michael Jordan did, except how Michael Jordan came out of retirement. But retire when you're on top. Do the Barry Sanders, the Calvin Johnson way. Do the Marshawn Lynch way. And how about you just retire when you're on top? That way you don't have to deal with this ruckus of you taking 1-year contracts, or I'm talking in a sport aspect, but nonetheless, I mean, Sting could have went without these matches. I mean, he did need his WrestleMania moment, but to him fighting a younger guy like Seth Rollins at Night of Champions and trying to keep up is really, it wasn't really needed. But who knows? I guess money talks at the end of the day. The last segment I'm going to have tonight is I wanted to point out that Roman Reigns actually changed up his entrance. Roman Reigns, as you know, always comes through the stands, usually actually all the time facing front camera. And if you're looking at the TV, he's front camera to the right. This is still stemming from his Shield days. And with this stemming from his Shield days, it goes to show you the redundancy of what Roman Reigns does. As we all know, we need to see a career evolution from Roman Reigns, and I think that this is a good step towards that career evolution. Is that he needs to disassociate himself from the old habits of what he had, and with this changing up, this is going to be a good change of pace for him, because now we're not going to see Roman Reigns go out through the street, go out through the crowd again. Maybe this maybe this disassociation with him doing that is going to stem up. Well, maybe Roman Reigns turns heel. Maybe Roman Reigns turns, doesn't turn, he keeps his babyface, but he goes on this mean streak of not saying anything similar to that of Sting or different other storylines that they'll conjure up. But I'm not saying that I'm sold on the guy. I'm just saying that WWE is taking the correct steps to disassociate him from the old Roman Reigns identity. Little by little, you're going to have to do that because the fans aren't over with this guy. And when the fans aren't over and they see that this same redundancy is going to be done again and again and again and again, it's not going to help him out either way because they're like, oh yeah, crap, here comes Roman Reigns. No, maybe we can see that him coming out from the main entrance where all performers should be coming out from. Maybe if we start seeing that, maybe that's going to help us see every little change more magnified, because that's what we need at this point. Because this guy Roman Reigns is being shown on the regular. Maybe these breaks till WrestleMania, maybe this will show that this guy needs to have a change of pace and that this guy needs to be disassociated from his old Shield identity. I mean, he's still using the same attire, he still entered the same way, and he still has the same attire, the same look and everything. I think if all that changes, then we can look at Roman Reigns anew. We can look at him with a new shine to him. Hopefully that this changes everything up. But to me, this is a good move from WWE. I'm pretty curious to see where this can go from there. But yeah, the main event of tonight's, all in all, let me say just one more thing about Roman Reigns is that I wish the best for the guy. He comes from a good lineage of Samoan wrestlers, but I do not like to see a guy earn his stripes just because he has family ties. I like to see a guy take his family stripes and be like, okay, I have this, but let me create my own mold from this and then go from there. That's the perfect example of what I like to see. SmackDown's main event tonight was short-lived. It was Kevin Owens against AJ Styles, and it kind of brings you back of times when they were actually main eventing on Ring of Honor. It got about 8 minutes within the match, and then Chris Jericho interrupts and builds another promo for WrestleMania. Heel Jericho is the best Jericho for business, so I cannot state that enough. It is perfect. His heel antics for this build up and this culmination at WrestleMania is perfect. It's what he needs to do. Like I said, at this stage now, Chris Jericho just needs to put younger talent over. And if this younger talent is only young as far as the fact of longevity within WWE goes, then perfect, whatever. AJ Styles needs to have his WrestleMania moment. He needs to have it this year. He needs to have a W chalked in because, as we all know, we all see that WWE has a lot of faith within this guy, and you'll see a big push within WWE to AJ Styles because of the fact that this guy, I hate to say it, but we all know he is the phenomenal one, and his moveset is phenomenal. Moveset is second to none, as a matter of fact, within some circles of WWE. Okay, well, that's the pay-per-review podcast that I had tonight. I wanted to get some things out of the way for you guys. I wanted to keep it brief. I appreciate everyone who's tuning in live right now. It's about 12:31. Happy 316 day. I know it's 317 now, but happy 316. Well, is it actually 318 as a matter of fact? But happy 316 day to those people that do celebrate it. Hence, props to Stone Cold as well for helping us create that. But I want to let you guys know that this pay-per-review podcast update and analysis was brought to you by Game Swappers. Game Swappers buy, sell, and trade your retro games and your current-gen consoles. You can come in contact with Game Swappers on Instagram at GAMESWAPPERS. That's GAMESWAPPERS. That spells out Game Swappers. Anyway, you guys have a good night, and I wish you guys safe travels wherever you go. And I'm out of here. See ya.